You either use the internet for fun or you use the internet to grow. You're here to grow. Welcome to TRS Clips. I don't know too many Indians other than some entrepreneurs who've traveled through China. You said you've lived there.
Yeah, on and off for close to about 9-10 months.
There's a very general China hatred on the Indian internet for the last 5 years. I met a Chinese person in Australia, someone who had grown up in China. Was very polite, very friendly, got excited knowing that I'm Indian. And she's like, my father asked me to ask you what Indians think of China. And then I wanted to tell her the truth. But it was too polite an environment for me to tell her the truth.
Yeah, this is like me in Iran talking about India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Worse, because Iranians don't care about India. Indians have a negative opinion of China.
Yeah.
So, China is one of those countries where I think I have failed. Because in every country, I have succeeded in making friends with people with whom I could have an honest conversation. I think China is one of those countries where, despite the amount of time I've spent, I've failed quite spectacularly in cultivating. Number one. Number two, I'd never enjoyed my time in China. Because there's something very artificial about it. There's an artificial homogenization happening out there. For me, the joy of a country is the diversity. The diversity of languages, the diversity of architecture, cuisine, whatever. In China, there's this forcible homogenization to an imagined reality of what China was. I've come across extremely racist Chinese who will just shoo you out of their shop if you're an Indian. I have come across some of the nicest people who, during the height of Doklam, I was literally about 70 to 100 kilometers away from where the standoff in Doklam was happening at the same time on the Chinese side of the border. Yeah.
Tibet?
Tibet. That was immediately after the North Korea visit. I flew to Tibet because I got a tourist visa and I was like, heck, I'm on a tourist visa when Doklam is going on. What the hell am I doing? Tourism. I need to try going to Doklam and from the Chinese side and seeing what's happening. So I did. They stopped me. And this is where I had budgeted entirely for an Indian attire, which didn't suit me. They saw, look, buddy, you're wearing kurta pajama. Now get the hell out. Thus far and no further. But it was, and on the way back, because I flew into Lhasa and I took the train out because I wanted to see how the train ride is. But, the train goes all the way up north into Xinjiang province, and then it goes through the Muslim provinces of Ningxia and Gansu, and finally towards Beijing. And in the train, there was nothing but goodwill, right? Because you keep saying in Indian. They're like, oh, and, they're trying to make conversation with you. They want to know. There was none of that Doklam hostility did I feel on the train. None of the Doklam hostility did I feel in Beijing. And I used my last 2 days there to, talk to people to see what Beijing was thinking about the situation. Sheer dumb luck, that no Indian was given a visa to go there at that time, except maybe Anand Krishnan from the Hindu was staying there at that time. But I just happened to be there, managed to call up friends and things. And this is where I have a very negative opinion of Xi Jinping, because, till the president of China was Hu Jintao, and before that, Jiang Zemin. In public, they would have to repeat the party line, but in private, you could have a serious conversation with them, right? Which wasn't the party line. It wasn't talking points. Today, they are so scared to have that conversation with you because they don't know who's listening. He's cracking down on all dissent. No criticism allowed. And, if you don't allow criticism, you can't see where you're going wrong. Right. So I think China is the only country that I've visited that I have, that the balance of experiences is negative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think they're on brink of a civil war? That's the geopolitical chatter you hear a lot on the internet.
No, I don't think they're anywhere near the brink of a civil war. I do believe that they're on brink of some kind of social upheaval over the next 20 years or so. But I don't think it's civil war. I mean, it may end up being a civil war, but I have seen a very depoliticized society a society that's forgotten the bad days, they're used to the good life, and they're very happy to keep silent for the good life.
Soft times lead to soft men.
Exactly.
Okay.
And shocking corruption.
Oh, really?
Shocking. You will not, even a policeman who's trying to extract hafta from you for speeding or crossing the red light in Delhi is nothing compared to the levels of corruption I've seen with Chinese government officials.
Because they are the bullies.
Because they're the bullies.
And they control everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the response of the public according to you? Some people have this theory that will happen as soon as next year. And I keep hearing this a lot.
Look, for me, China's problems begin when 3D printing and additive manufacturing take off in the West.
Because they're earning money through their manufacturing businesses.
Exactly.
Right now.
And the Chinese government is going out of its way to prevent transitioning to an information society. They want manufacturing to be the backbone of it. Right. So what you're seeing is they're actually like Jack Ma, Alibaba's services. Why did they crack down on him? Because they really want manufacturing to be the core and not services to be the core. Right. Now, what ends up happening out here is that what is the easiest thing to start 3D printing and additive manufacturing? It's first the toothbrush, right? Which is just plastic with bristles on it. Plastic stick with plastic bristles on it. Then it becomes a tube light, which has a metal piece, a glass piece, and a tungsten piece in the center. And then the higher up the value chain you go, the longer it takes to start 3D printing it, right? And China, a lot of its business is the low-end manufacturing, which is also getting offshored. So you're kind of seeing this thing, a competition between China offshoring its lower end, which makes it more secure against as and when 3D printing of that low end catches up. And the moment 3D printing becomes sophisticated enough to catch up to the lower end of China's high-end market, that's when the trouble is going to begin.
It's 2000, early 30s?
Yeah, mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
Okay. All these advances in technology we're seeing, be it 3D printing, be it AI, be it quantum computing, and everything we've spoken about today, automation in general, all of it's going to completely fuck up the geopolitical games all over the world, or will we see a continuation of whatever's happening already?
Mark Twain used to say, history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like that. It's going to be variations on a theme. It won't be the same thing, it'll be similar things. So, that's how I see it. And I'm like, since we've brought up BDSM, I'm an extreme sadist because I only make money when the shit hits the fan.
Okay. Any final geopolitical predictions at the end of these two episodes? No? Wouldn't want to go there?
No, not really. Okay, the one big prediction I'll make is we will not see Chinese paramountcy. China will be like a premature ejaculation. It's going to climax, and then it'll sort of
implode.
I don't know about implode, but you will see a multipolar world before you will see Chinese paramountcy. We are not going to see a period of Chinese paramountcy.
That's the prediction.
Yeah.
Okay. New clips released at the same time that a podcast releases. This is TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe.